Hello everybody, welcome to Century Gardens in Brampton, Ontario for CWHL hockey action live online. Tonight the reigning Clarkson Cup champions, the Boston Blades, come to town to take on the Brampton Thunder. My name is Matthew Ryder, alongside Kayla Gray. You might know her from her work with SB Nation and Rogers TV. Kayla, two teams getting set to square off here tonight. Clarkson Cup champs and the Boston Blades. Brampton looking to build some momentum here at home, but both teams as of late have been struggling.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams coming off of back-to-back losses in the past weekend. Brampton, hasn't won on the road, so if they're going to win somewhere, it has to be here. They're 0-5 on the road, so hopefully home is somewhere where they can gain some track for their next weekend when they take on Montreal. Now for Boston, they've also lost back-to-back. We've talked to the head coaches. Obviously, outscoring was an issue as well as defensive play.
As we spoke with both teams before the start of tonight's game, both squads fielding or icing very young rosters, and that's quite a transition from Boston because, like Coach Murphy said before the start of tonight's broadcast, their team last year essentially full of veterans, and all but one player are rookies on that roster this year.
Exactly. She had mentioned that the difference this year was the experience. It was the rookie experience this season. Last year they were champions, and now they're fourth in the league. So, I mean, it's a huge culture shock for them.
Going over the CWHL standings right now, the Montreal Stars, they sit first at 11-1-1 with 23 points, followed by the Toronto Furies, the Calgary Inferno, the Boston Blades sit fourth, and the Brampton Thunder fifth at 3-10-2.
The head coach is Pat Coughlin, and his assistants are
Your starting goaltenders, can I go for it?
No, I was going to say, when you look at Montreal, when we talked to Coach Murphy, she had said before how much in love they were in the game, and that's the reason why they're so high in their standings.
And we'll get to see that love of the game momentarily, but right now let's head at Rick's side for the singing of our national anthems.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Old Canada.
With glowing hearts we sing.
Hello out there. We are on the air. It is hockey night tonight in Brampton. From Century Gardens, the Brampton Thunder get set to take on and drop the puck against the Boston Blades. Boston having won 3 of 4 games so far between these two teams in their season series. But that one win for Brampton did come back here at Century Gardens way back on November 17th. So obviously we'll try to replicate the success they had back then again tonight against the reigning Clarkson Cup champs.
I mean, the matchup we're going to see here is going to be intense. They're both at the bottom of the league in their standings, and obviously neither one of them wants to stay there. So I mean, it's going to be intense from the start till finish.
The Brampton Thunder have been winless in 6 games to begin the new year. The Boston Blades winless in 3. So something's got to give tonight as both teams are eager for a victory here on Canadian soil.
Exactly, and this is a matchup where if you're going to gain some ground, it has to be here. I mean, if you look at their upcoming schedule, Calgary, Montreal, their past 2 games as well, it's been a tough one. And I mean, here you gotta know that it's going to be a little bit easier to try and gain some wins, especially against a team that's at the bottom where you are.
Yeah, you just said it moments ago. These Boston Blades have had a real tough schedule. Back-to-back games against the Montreal Stars, the #1 team in the CWHL, beginning on January 4th, a 5-2 victory by Montreal, then a 7-4 win against Boston, and then a 6-2 victory against the Blades as well. So they've definitely been tested the last little while against a really good Montreal team.
Exactly, and I mean, the difference between Montreal, as Coach Murphy had explained, was their passion and drive for the game. They were skating a lot harder than Boston was. So I mean, in this matchup here, there should be a lot of intensity for both teams. I mean, they're both set to have rookies on both these teams. It's less experience, so we'll have an equal matchup in that sense.
And speaking of one of those rookies, Sonia Vandervliet getting the nod in goal tonight for the Brampton Thunder, despite the stats having a great season so far.
Yeah, exactly. When we talked to Coach Pat, he did, commend her on her play. Said she was an awesome player. Don't look at the stats. She's a great player. And he really had her back in that one.
Yeah, really talked fondly of Vandervliet between the pipes, getting the nod for the Brampton Thunder. And RPI named the team's most valuable player in 2009 and 2011. Finished with a record of 51, 50, and 15, setting program records for games played, wins, saves, minutes, and shutouts as well. And at the other end of the ice, getting the start in goal tonight will be
Brittany Ott. I mean, the Boston, as you can look at their schedules, seem to have had an A and B system going on, but Ott gets a nod in this one. She posted a .922 save percentage, so I mean, not a bad choice for Boston heading into this matchup.
Brittany Ott searching for her first victory since November 23rd against the Calgary Inferno, and we are underway here at Century Gardens. As the Blades get into the zone, Brampton back in their own end, circling around Vandervliet. Coming out with it now, there's Daniel Skuro. Skuro up on the left side. Corralling the puck now, that's Tara Gray.
Now, Skuro is someone that I want to be keeping my eye on here. She's high, she's topping the roster in scoring for Brampton. So, I mean, that's someone you want to keep an eye on early in the game.
She had a great collegiate career, played 151 games for the Golden Knights at Clarkson as well.
Yeah, exactly. When she played for the Golden Knights, it was said that she was on the best roster that school had had in 10 years, leading them to 87 wins in that season.
One of the things that both coaches talked about before the start of today's game is that transition going from NCAA hockey to the CWHL, and sometimes the difficulties that players can experience within their first couple of seasons.
Yeah, exactly. They were mentioning there's a kind of a sense of immaturity and not knowing what to do. There's less confidence when you make that transition. You have to balance work, and then you have to balance practice. And, a lot of them, they're used to that routine of training and all that sorts of things. So, I mean, to kind of have to grow up fast has been a difference in coming into the CWHL.
Coach Murphy said it best, you have to find the rhythm. And with a very young Boston Blades hockey team, they're playing well so far this year, but rhythm is something they've definitely struggled with over the last little while, but that'll come with time.
Yeah, but Murphy had said that she's just going to let them do it themselves, let them figure that out on their own, which, it's kind of like the mother in her to watch them make their own mistakes.
Their safety net has been taken away, and some good early pressure here by the Brampton Thunder. Back behind the net, that's Danielle Boudreau. back behind the goal alongside Ashley Pendleton. Pendleton back to the point. Simmons the shot, rebound in front, and that one gloved, but hold on to by Ott.
Way to start off early. You know, you're definitely making yourself known and present in their zone. A great way to start off the game for Brampton.
Some good cycling down low, getting the shot back to the point, or shot from the point, and the puck bobbled momentarily, but held on to by Brittany Ott. Grafey's a shot through from the point. That one got through, left-hand stop by Brittany Ott.
I mean, interesting story about Gray. Obviously, she played in the NCAA Division I. They won 2 NCAA national championships back in 2008 and 2010. So, I mean, she has that experience. She brings that to the roster of Brampton.
Brampton continues some good pressure here in the early stages of period number 1. Spinning and turning, getting a shot in on goal on that one. Held on to once more by Brittany Ott.
I mean, Ott definitely has been on her toes to start off this in the first 2 minutes of the game. So, I mean, that defense needs to, you know, start helping her out in that sense.
And that's one of the things that both coaches talked about as well, the defensive play back in their own zone. Not only the transition game, getting the puck up to the forwards, but protecting their own goal as well in their own zone.
And in Boston's game against Montreal, they were outshot 56-34. So, I mean, that's a huge difference in that loss. And that was one of the reasons why they had lost that last game.
Johnson fans on her shot at the blue line, gets it back now at center ice. Brampton coming in once more, potential 3-on-2. Bine being hooked, penalty upcoming, and the Thunder will head to the power play.
I mean, a great play there by Vine. Second season with the Thunder, but 10th in this league. I mean, she has that experience. This past summer, Lindsay had the honor of representing Canada at the World Ball Championship, along with Tara French. So there's a lot of chemistry and relation there, and they actually brought home the gold.
A tremendous hockey player. Brampton winning the face-off draw once more. Lots of early pressure, and that'll probably continue with the 5-on-4 advantage. Brampton moving the puck around, down low, and Ott holds on for another face-off to her left. So far throughout the first 2.5 minutes of play, Brampton with pretty good pressure despite not being on the power play for the first couple minutes, and now they do have the man advantage.
I mean, they were pressing from the start, and that's where Boston's going to find some trouble. If they allow that to happen, they need to get back on their defensive toes.
Boston wins the face-off draw, trying to get the puck out of the zone. They have a forward up ice. That's Pickett. The puck didn't get to her. Brampton coming back in, sending the puck around the boards. That's Kelly Stack. Stack trying to get it over to number 11, Whitney Lasner, Sanji Nanji. Back at the point, off back to play the puck, and the Blades send it around the length of the boards once more. Just over $1:10 remaining now in Brampton's current power play, with Katie Buser sitting in the penalty box. And Buser, a big part of the Boston Blade squad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now Boston needs to get themselves back into it. They need to start pressing in Brampton's zone, because right now they're getting overpowered, as we can see here.
The Blades regain control of the puck. Give it up. Brampton recovers it from the corner, back behind the goal, looking for traffic out in front, and just missing the pass there was Vine in front of the goal. Brampton continuing to cycle well. Jess Jones, the shot just fired wide.
Yeah, that's Tara French with that shot there. Like I said, she had brought home gold at the Hockey Cup Memorial.
Simmons with the puck at the blue line. French has her shot blocked, hustling back the other way. Jillian Dempsey. Dempsey, nice move in on goal, and that went just wide. A good shorthanded opportunity for the Boston Blades.
That was a great opportunity there for Dempsey. She should have had a little bit of support, but hey, if you think you can get the job done yourself, why not try to take it?
6 seconds now remaining until Buser gets out of the sin bin.
You know, we can't be so surprised that Dempsey would want to go out there on her own. She leads the team in points, 14 exactly, 8 goals, 6 assists. So, I mean, she's been very sound for this roster.
The Brampton Thunder with the weakest power play in the CWHL. Some good movement in the offensive zone, and that continues now in the dying seconds of their last chance, scores back behind the net. Nice move, a backhander over top of Brittany Ott, and the Brampton Thunder jump out in front 1-0.
I mean, a great way to start off the period. They've been pressing from the moment that puck dropped, and I mean, Boston needs to start getting things together, especially if they want to give them a run for their money.
A great opening goal there by the Brampton Thunder. Some nice puck movement within the first few minutes of the first period of play. Some good opportunities with their 5-on-4 power play. It won't count as a power play marker, but it will still be a goal, an even strength goal. It's 1-0 Brampton here early in period number 1. The Blades back in their own zone in front of the net. And dangerously weaving her way through there was Blake Bolden, but she gains the zone. Bolden still with the puck in front of Sonia Vanderbleek.
Number 18, Danielle Boudreau.
Yep, and that's Boudreau's second goal of the season.
Ashley Pendleton and number 11, Sasha Nanji.
Nanji getting the assist on that goal as well. So it's Boudreau, like you said, with her second goal of the season, giving the Thunder an early 1-0 lead.
I mean, in the last games against Calgary for Brampton, an issue that they had there was coming out the gate hot. So this is a big improvement from last weekend.
Boudreau never missed a contest in her career at Clarkson University. Boston trying to respond. That's 150 consecutive games at Clarkson University. Quite the Iron Man streak. Nearly a breakaway back the other way, but Boston coming back now and on the attack. Brampton now with the potential 2-on-1 if they can hurry things up. Slap shot from just outside the face-off dot, and that one held on to by a great shot there by number 14. Jenna Head.
That was a great shot there. Hot, definitely on her toes between the pipes. I mean, poor defensive effort in front of her. Brampton's definitely pressing it. It could be another goal shortly if this continues.
Looking at the play from the last few minutes, if you weren't too familiar with either of these teams, you might think that Brampton will be winning the season series against Boston, but it's the Blades holding a 3-1 advantage in their 4 games so far this season. And look at this. Another rush back the other way, a 2-on-2 opportunity for the Thunder. Gaining the zone, nice move to the inside, great pass, and just outside the reach of Sarah Moe. The Blades now coming back the other way, a 2-on-2 rush of their own. Buser gaining the zone shot, trying to go 5-hole on Vanderbleek as Vanderbleek sees her first real test of the evening.
I mean, like we had mentioned before, talking to Pat, he's definitely confident in having Vanderbleek in between the pipes. He said that her performance has been outstanding, and she's just a solid player to have on that roster.
The quieter of the two netminders so far. Brittany Ott's been busy as well, but equal to the task, and Vanderbleek doing a pretty good job herself on that last scoring opportunity for the Boston Blades. Just over 13 minutes to go now in the first period of play. We thank you for joining us live online. We're very happy that your interweb journey has brought you here for some great CWHL hockey action between the Clarkson Cup champions last season, the Boston Blades, and the up-and-coming Brampton Thunder. The Thunder weaving their way through center ice. That's Vicky Bendis trying to weave her way through. Dempsey now with the puck, skating up ice. Big hit there just inside the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, Julian Dempsey has been outstanding for Boston. Leads the team in points, 14, 8 goals, 6 assists. She is incredible for this team.
And for such a young team, you need that one go-to goal scorer. And you talked about her point totals just a few moments ago. They're lucky to have that in Julian Dempsey. Simmons will dump the puck back in. Blake Bolden, Coach Murphy was very fond of her defenseman skating up ice now through center ice and getting the zone and the blue line.
Boston definitely pressing on this play here, trying to hurry things up, pick up that tempo, matching Brampton's work.
As we were speaking with Matt Coughlin, the head coach of the Brampton Thunder, before the start of tonight's game, he said they needed to come out with energy. They have plenty of that right now. Down low, trying to feed number 34, Ashley Pendleton, the pass just away from her, and nearly a breakaway opportunity for Badalino the other way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a reminder.
So far, some pretty good action here at Century Gardens, and in the early stages of the first period of play, apart from one or two real good scoring opportunities for the Blades, it's been all Brampton so far.
Exactly. I mean, Coach Murphy said that this time around that we would see a much different Boston team. They felt defeated. They were a little bit less confident coming off those losses. So she felt as though coming to this game, they'd want this a lot more.
Jones just has the puck roll off her stick. Puts it back down low, picking it up back behind the goal. That's Sarah Moe. As Brampton continues to do a fantastic job offensively. Moe back out in front, tripped up there as number 91, Lindsey Vine, goes down hard on the ice. The Brampton Thunder 0 for 1 on their first power play opportunity of the evening, but they'll go to their second here with a chance to improve that stat.
I mean, a bit about Lindsey Vine. She went to Niagara University. She graduated from there, and she captained in her final year.
Having a great season so far.
Boston penalty to number 17, Megan Duggan.
Right there, competed in the CWHL's inaugural season back in 07-08. Nice shot there by number 20, Danielle Skiro.
I mean, Danielle, like I said, the team's leading scorer. So, I mean, she definitely wants to up those points there. And why not when you have that type of backing behind you? They're clearly dominating Boston in the beginning of this first frame.
And lots of jump here by Brampton in the early stages of period number 1. And as we approach the midway point here, the first period of play, they already have their second power play opportunity of the evening as well. The Blades did defeat the Thunder by a score of 7-2 earlier this season, so we know Boston can score. Brampton well aware of that also, so they know they have to pick up a few here tonight if they want to come out on the winning side of this hockey game. They lead at 1-0 right now, midway through period number 1. They send the puck around the boards, pinching to keep it in just inside the blue line, Mallory Johnston, but it'll come out.
You can see Coach Murphy has Burns out there, someone who she loves to have play because she's very aggressive. You see with their penalty minutes, these girls do not play around on defense.
Yeah, they don't shy away from contact or anything, like you said. One of the rougher teams in the CWHL. Two of the rougher teams in the CWHL, and we talked about something both coaches addressed, the transition from home ice to road ice, the size of the rink, both teams preferring to play on smaller ice surfaces, so a fantastic hockey game for everyone watching us online here tonight.
I mean, it's interesting we touch on the defensive style, aggressive style of play. But when you look at the stats last game, I mean, the final dying minutes of Brampton's loss to Montreal, the penalty minutes for Brampton were just crazy. I mean, you could tell that people were just getting frustrated, and you got to have that composure when you want to pull out with wins. It could have been a winnable game in those final minutes, but Montreal, as we know, went on to score and take that victory.
Katie Buser back behind her own goal. Heading up ice. Boston's penalty is done. Back out on the ice. Laura Emma Rambo. Rambo returns to the ice. That one hits the inside part of the stanchion, so the whistle is blown. 8:44 left to go here in the first. One of the things looking at the CWHL for the very first time, you notice there are only 5 teams, but the parity in this league is unbelievable. Both coaches were talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'd asked them before about the incentive of players getting paid in this league, and if that might improve the style of play, you know. Both teams said, yeah, sure, why not try it out? But, I mean, as Coach Pat has said, they shared players on their roster, so it would be kind of hard to have a set lineup.
A great product out on the ice, and like you said, everyone familiar with each other and everyone working extremely hard. A lot of the players that you're watching here tonight, that we're watching here tonight, as Boston gets a great scoring opportunity A fantastic passing play and just shooting it wide. Boston Blade forward number 7, Casey Pickett. The Blades with their third real good scoring opportunity of the first just moments ago.
Huge with that save there.
The Blades heading up ice. It's a 3-on-2 rush. Jillian Dempsey in over the blue line off the skate of a Thunder defender. Back the other way on 2-on-2 rush, but a great defensive play there by number 8, Alyssa Wolfeiler. The Blades back the other way offensively. That shot just going wide. The Blades gaining control of the puck inside the offensive zone. Keeping it in at the blue line just. That one not tipped, but through a couple of legs. Nonetheless,
Vanderbilt
with the big stop.
Exactly. I mean, now we're seeing energy for Boston pick up in the second half of this first frame. And, you know, now they're pressing. They're trying to get as much as possible out of the final minutes of this frame.
Definitely these last couple of shifts, something the Blades can build off of. Their best hockey so far, period number 1, has been happening over the last couple of minutes. Now look at this, a potential 2-on-1 for the Blades. Battaglino in front of the goal. The shot, that one right into the midsection of Sonia Vanderbeek, who's been a little busier over the last few minutes.
Yeah, she has been quite busy. It looks like Brampton's defense is letting up and Boston's attacking on her, but she's definitely been standing between her head, for the past couple minutes.
Katie Buser in to take the face-off rush. She wins it. The Blades move it down low. The Thunder try and send it around the boards, but it doesn't get out. Back behind the goal. That's Buser with the puck once more. Buser spinning and turning the corner. Trapped by a couple of Thunder in the corner. Back out in front, and the puck just off the stick of number 22, Jess Jones, getting it out of the zone. Sarah Moe with the puck, spinning and turning. That one off the stick of Lindsay Vine out at center ice. And Boston getting set to attack once more.
I mean, Boston definitely pressing here. Their energy completely different than what had started off this game.
Skiro looking to gain the zone, dumps it in, giving chase. Number 22, Jess Jones. Jones out from the corner. Jones still with it, just losing it as the Blades gain control in their own zone.
I mean, Cook playing some great defense right there. She was actually a forward position, but she bumped back to defense now. So, I mean, it's working in Boston's favor.
It's 1-0 Brampton here with 5:25 remaining in period number 1. Your goal scorer earlier tonight, Danielle Boudreau. Boston trying to change that, make it a 1-1 game, and that shot just going wide by Jillian Dempsey. A battle along the borders between Brampton and Boston. The Blades coming out with the puck. Back to Bolden. Bolden, a big shot. That one stopped by Brittany Ott as well. A shot redirected right to the corner. A great shot then on the second opportunity by Cotterill. But Ott standing tall once more.
Yeah, exactly. Outstanding goaltending by Vanderbeek.
And Coach Murphy was talking about that powerful shot of Blake Bolden, and that was on display right there.
She was explaining that during practice. She's one of the few people she's seen that can break a stick. She's that strong when she goes for that slap shot.
Not the biggest wind-up either. Just a simple half swing, and it was a rocket from the blue line. The puck came in at the point. That one off a stick. Good shot by Simmons. But it doesn't get through the crowd. That one kicked in at the point by Tara Gray. Brampton with plenty of early pressure here as Boston have slowly began to find their legs here over the last few minutes. That one off the boards by number 17, Emma Rambo. The Blades trying to regain control of the puck, and they have it now at center ice.
Yeah, Lindsay Vine just gave up that puck, turning it over. Can't afford to do that, especially with Boston picking up their momentum the way that they have been.
As the clock Goes down here in period number 1. The Blades seem to be getting stronger, and this time once more, I called out to make a big stop in close.
I mean, now we're seeing that faster style of hockey that Coach Murphy said she wanted to see in this game. I mean, she talked about the differences between away games, the different bigger ice surfaces, different styles of play, and I think this is exactly how she wants her team to start building up to become.
Face-off draw to the left of Brittany Autumn will get set to do that once more with 3:47 remaining in period number 1. My name's Matthew Ryder alongside Kayla Gray. Kayla will be speaking with a member of the...
I will be speaking with a member of Brampton.
In the first intermission, any clue as to who it might be?
I don't know. I might talk about goaltending. I might talk about scoring. You'll just have to see when we get there.
So stay tuned for that at the conclusion of period number 1. As the Blades keep the puck in the zone, sending it back down low. Brampton starting to come out with it once more at center ice. In front of the penalty box area, Cardella with the puck. She hands it off and over now to Jillian Dempsey. Dempsey gaining the zone. Dempsey, nice pass down low, trying to feed Lanny Rachel for a scoring opportunity as the Blades try and tie up this hockey game at 1 goal apiece.
I mean, the smart thing about Dempsey, we talk about how new this roster is. They know how to play smart. That's something that Coach Murphy has been preaching, is not playing good hockey, playing smart hockey. I mean, obviously she leads her team in scoring, but she knows how to chip in when needed and where needed. She knows how to pass. She knows how to take things for herself, and that's what will become a successful player in this league.
You said it best. There's a difference between playing hard and playing smart. It's about being efficient and getting the biggest bang for your buck. Naslin now on the right side. Naslin, nice move, trying to get by a Brampton defender. And now, by the looks of things, the Blades will have their first power play opportunity of the hockey game.
I mean, not the right time for Brampton to be on the kill, especially with Boston, with the man advantage and all that momentum.
The Brampton Thunder 0 for 2 on their 2 power play opportunities here in period number 1. The Blades now go to work on their first man advantage of the hockey game.
I mean, Coach Murphy explained that this is what she builds her lines around, is the power play. She built her lines around the power play, so we'll see how this works out here.
The Blades have been playing better towards the end of period number 1. Can that continue with the man advantage? 2:11 left to go here in the first. $1:40 in their 5-on-4 power play. The Blades moving the puck around, handing it off, back to the point with it now. Wolfiler handing it off to Katie Buser. Buser back to the point. The shot, that one doesn't get through.
I mean, Brampton members obviously trying to get a body on the puck, making sure Vanderbilt does not face such tough shots, especially when Boston has that one-man advantage.
A great pass from the point at the side of the goal, and in goal for the Brampton Thunder, Sonia Vanderbilt standing tall once more. The Blades still controlling the puck. Brampton yet to get it out of their own zone. They're hemmed in. They must be getting tired. Back to the point. Casey Pickett, the shot, that one doesn't get through. Nearly going through the 5-hole of Sonia Vanderbilt, but she holds on.
I mean, Casey has also been outstanding. 11 points for Boston, 8 goals, 3 assists. She's tied for Dempsey with goals, so I mean, it's obvious this girl knows how to score.
Having a great season so far. Pickett pointless in only 2 of her 11 games so far this season, as Brampton finally sends it down the length of the ice. And the sprinklers here
I know.
beginning to sprinkle from just above us. I'm seeing a few fans. I thought I felt a little bit of water looking down low. A few fans noticing it as well. We're in the final minute of action now. The Blades trapping the Thunder in their own zone once more. 15 seconds left to go in their first power play opportunity of the hockey game. Burns back with Bolden. Bolden and company gaining the zone. Bolden with Cardella in front of the goal, but Brampton keeping it away from the slot. Boston back with it once more. Out in front. Brampton will send it down the length of the ice. And this one long enough for icing, but Brampton escaping that power play opportunity there for Boston with a couple of good scoring opportunities for the Blades.
Yeah, I mean, a great kill by Brampton. Definitely a lot of presence in front of Vanderbleek. They're definitely trying to not let Boston get away with tying up this first frame, because in the second, who knows whose game it could be.
A face-off to the right of Sonia Vanderbleek. Brampton wins it, but Boston sends it back in. Maybe one last scoring opportunity here in the 9 seconds of period number 1. Brampton regains control of the puck, and that'll be it as the buzzer sounds after 20 minutes of action. Danielle Boudreau, with her second goal of the season, has given the Brampton Thunder a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. All in all, a good first period for Brampton.
Yeah, amazing first period for Brampton. Definitely the way that you want to start off your first game of the second half of the season at home. I mean, coming off those losses, it's clear that both teams are hungry to get a win heading into the next weekend.
The Brampton Thunder with a great 10 minutes to begin the first period of play here. Boston picking it up in the final stages of period number 1. It's only 1-0 Thunder after 20. It's anybody's game, but don't go anywhere, as Kayla Gray will be ringside with a member from the
Brampton Thunder.
So you can see her with a member of the Thunder momentarily. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us. You're watching CWHL hockey action live online.
The date of that, of course, is Sunday, January 26th. We'd also like to thank our CWHL sponsors, Scotiabank, Winsport Canada, Power, Molson Coors, Tim Hortons, WestJet, and General Motors. And the Brampton Thunder would like to thank its sponsors, Oscar's Roadhouse, purveyor of fine after-game food and drink. The Thunder would also like to thank Cool Athletic Wear for providing the outstanding merchandise available in the lobby. Don't forget you can pick up pictures of your favorite Brampton Thunder players, which are available in the upstairs lobby. And once again, a big welcome to members of the Callan Coyotes hockey team.
Welcome to SSN Canada. Kayla Gray here, along with Danielle Boudreau, first scorer of the first frame. Walk me through that goal.
Sure. I was just trying to figure out where the puck was, and I think the goalie was as well, and I kind of just caught her on the one side of the post and then just wrapped it around in there for the goal.
Now, we saw in the second half of the first frame, Boston clearly picking up momentum. How do you keep them from tying up the game?
Yeah, I think it's just being strong defensively, sticking with our game, and then making sure that we don't panic in any situations.
Now, 0-5 on the road for the Brampton Thunder. How important is a home win today?
I mean, it's huge. We're looking for that kind of momentum swing, and this game would be huge, especially with an awesome team like Boston, and that would be great for us.
Now, final question. Talk about the switch between being a defenseman to becoming a forward.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know, you do what you can. You work hard, and then good things happen, I guess.
All right, thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Could a member of the arena staff please come to the penalty bench, please? A member of the arena staff, please come to the timer's bench.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Century Gardens. We heard Kayla Gray with Danielle Boudreau just moments ago. The game's opening and only goal scorer so far after 20 minutes of action. The Brampton Thunder leading the Boston Blades 1-0.
Exactly. That was Boudreau's second goal of the season. A big move for her, like we've learned before. She was a defenseman, moved to that forward position. So obviously the transition has worked for her.
A great first period of play by both teams, beginning with Brampton the first half of the first period of play. They came out all guns a-blazing, but Boston really picked their game up towards the end of the first frame.
Exactly. You saw Boston's defensive style of play come out in the second half of the first frame. Everyone getting a lot more aggressive, covering, making sure that there weren't any turnovers, no silly moves. So it definitely worked in Boston's favor in that final frame of the final half of the first frame.
The Blades with a few nice scoring opportunities offensively. Jillian Dempsey with a few good scoring chances, and Blake Bolden as well. As we await puck drop here momentarily to begin period number 2. Sonia Vanderbleek not too busy throughout the first 20 minutes of action, especially in the first half, but Brittany Ott definitely had her hands full the first 20 minutes of action.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Brampton out shooting Boston by a large margin in the first little bit. I mean, there was shot after shot after shot, but Ott did a great job the first couple tries keeping that out. Boudreau just got past her that one goal.
The Blades concluded the first period of action with the power play of their own. 2 or 3 good real scoring opportunities for the Blades, but they came up empty-handed. Likewise did the Brampton Thunder on their 2 power play opportunities as well, although Boudreau's goal followed Brampton's first power play opportunity of the hockey game within the first 5 minutes of play.
You got to wonder what was going on in that change room with Coach Murphy there, saying that this time around, she wants to let her team make mistakes on their own. I don't know. I think she could have been a little bit more vocal this time around after that first half of the first period.
The Boston Blades, again, lead the season series against the Brampton Thunder 3-1 in their first match of the 2013-2014 season. The Blades winning 2-1 against Brampton. It's Boston in on the attack here. The Blades then winning 7-2 against the Thunder in their second meeting of the season. Brampton coming away with a 3-1 victory here. We talked about that in our opening. And in their last game before tonight, Boston escaping with a 1-goal victory, 3-2 against the Thunder here once more at the Century Gardens.
I mean, as we look at the top of this frame, it looks like Brampton up to the same tricks as the first period.
And to begin period number 2, it's Brampton with the first real good scoring opportunity here, just 39 seconds in.
I mean, not a good start. If you want to send your message that we're not a team to be played with, you don't do that in the first minute of the game. You know, you need to really establish yourself offensively if you want to come out strong.
Skyro with a great scoring opportunity at the side of the goal, but Brittany Ott doing a good job once more between the pipes for the Boston Blades. Getting the zone in, dumping it in. There's Emma Rambo. The puck going in and around the boards as Brampton tries to pick it up in their own zone. That's Johnston with it now. Back behind the goal. The Blades stealing the puck. Back out in front at the side of the goal as the Blades now control play here over the last couple of shifts. Boston moving the puck around efficiently and effectively. That's Ashley Cattrell in front of the goal. The Blades with another good scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay Vine has been a power force to start this off, as we see here. Very sound on this offense. She obviously brings a lot of experience and presence.
Brampton now on the line change with a scoring opportunity down low just over top of the Boston goal. In close, all alone, was Jess Jones as Brampton nearly doubles their lead.
Brampton is making work of Boston's defense right now. We're not seeing the aggression that we're normally used to seeing with the Blades.
Maybe a little bit tired from their travels here after a long bus ride from Boston, Massachusetts.
I mean, that's the thing, too. You got to think about the travel, the fatigue. These teams are constantly traveling. They have to spread themselves, but it's a matter of if you're spreading yourself too thin with your travel, can you produce in games?
So far, Brampton the better of the two teams here in the opening minutes of the second period of play. Simmons getting the puck up ice out to center ice, but Boston dumping it back in. And there's a good player from the first period of play from the Boston Blades, Katie Buser chasing after the puck. Buser stealing it just outside the blue line, so she'll have to carry it back in. Buser circling around the goal. The Blades trying to keep it in, but they can't do it back in their own zone. Moving up ice and just missing the puck there, number 7, Casey Pickett.
I mean, Buser's been definitely putting some work in those plays there, but she has no goals, no assists in the season. Maybe she just wants to try and get some things going. She's plus-minus rating of -6, so I mean, she really needs to get things going for the team.
There's a -4 in her first contest. Should be getting her season just a couple of games in now for her 2013-2014 CWHL season. Like you said, she's trying to build some momentum, get her feet underneath her. Buser now doing a good job of that. Buser with a shot cutting to the inside, and that one steered aside by Sonia Vanderbleek.
I mean, definitely not for Buser that is on this stat sheet. She's being very aggressive in this game. A huge step up for Boston.
Blake Bolden manning the blue line now for the Blades as Boston gains the zone. Nice move there by Pickett as she got a shot in on Sonia Vanderbleek. Pass across, back in front. Pickett was looking for the return feed, but nothing doing there. 2-on-2 rush back the other way. In over the blue line, but this one just a tad offside.
I mean, it looks like for Boston offensively, things are slowly coming together. Buser's definitely been a big part of that, but on defense, things need to step up. I don't know if there needs to be a change with that line, but something needs to happen for that defense there.
Much like in period number 1, this second period start mirroring Boston's start the first period of play. A little bit slow. Brampton, the better of the two teams, but the Blades with a couple of good scoring opportunities on their last few shifts. And maybe like they did toward the end of the first period of play, things changing.
But I'm sure Coach Murphy would want Boston to just play a full game of hockey. When you come out a little bit slow, you're allowing other teams to, have that chance of scoring and get that much more further ahead of you in the game. And it's harder to come back from from behind.
You don't want to try and keep up with the pace. You want to set the pace. So right now, the Brampton Thunder are doing that. The Blades trying to keep it in. Back out at center ice. Brampton trying to get something going offensively, but it's the Blades now coming back the other way. Nice move there by number 16, Ashley Cottrell, as she got off a good scoring opportunity for the Blades, and now Badalino dumping the puck back in once more. French coming up from back behind her own goal as the Thunder get it out of their own zone. Boston gaining the zone. That's Naslin. She's looking for help down low in the corner. She is a man open at the point. In the corner, back with it now, Rachel Lannis. The shot, that one just wide.
I mean, good on Naslin to wait for that support to get there. She knew she couldn't do it all on her own with the way that there was so much presence from Brampton. So good on her to wait for some players to come join her in Brampton's zone so that she can make a play happen.
Yeah, I could see her scanning and looking for help either way. In front of the goal, back to the point, very aware of all her surroundings, but at the same time did a good job of maintaining possession of the puck as well.
And that is smart play of hockey.
Doing a great job down low for the Blades. And then skating in hard there was Katie Buser. The whole lot of speed in on Vanderbleek. 14:23 left to go here in the second period of play. We thank you for joining us on the SNN network here at Century Gardens as the Brampton Thunder lead the Boston Blades 1-0 midway through period number 2. A face-off again once more to the right of Sonia Vanderbleek. Pickett, nice pass back to the point. That one doesn't get through. Head up ice, but the Blades keep it in. Back down low. Good puck possession there. Buser with it. Wolfeiler, the shot. That one blocked by a body in front.
I mean, this Rambo was someone that Coach Murphy said to keep an eye out for. Obviously, she knew she had made a mistake, but she didn't just let it go like that. She went after the puck.
Brampton now trying to respond in on the attack. The Thunder just keeping it in. Great play at the blue line, but watch out, a 2-on-1 now. Pickett, she's got Cook on the other side. Drop past Abuser. Great stop by Brampton Thunder netminder Sonia Vanderbleek.
I mean, Vanderbleek is definitely doing what she needs to do here, attesting to what Coach Pat had said about her. She's definitely backing up that statement that she's an outstanding player for Brampton.
Some great passing down low, a great scoring opportunity with the 3-on-2 rush by the Boston Blades. They're down a goal trying to find the equalizer. The Blades send that down the length of the ice, so a face-off deep now in Boston territory, but that's their best scoring opportunity of the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, when we see here, Casey Pickett definitely taking a shot on there. Good chance by her, just trying to get something to go.
The Blades coming up with the puck after that face-off win. Along the boards, Cardella loses it. Sarah Moe chasing after it. Bolden now coming out with it. We know she can move with the puck. By one, by two defenders up ice looking for Jillian Dempsey. But instead it's the Thunder now. Chasing after the puck hard the other way. Back to the blue line. Johnson trying to feed it through, and that one just threw a crowd wide.
Yeah, too much traffic on that shot there.
We saw Blake Bolden wire one off a body earlier, but a great job there from the point, just trying to get it through the crowd. And sometimes it's not as not about how hard you shoot the puck, but just about getting it through and trying to find an open body
I
in
mean,
front.
there's definitely a skill there. There's an accuracy that you need to kind of train yourself to work towards, that accuracy, and making sure that you can kind of position the puck so that one of your men can get that rebound and bury it for you.
Face off now deep in Brampton territory. Sarah Moe with the puck. Moe trying to come out with it. Bothered there by Naslin. Good job by Naslin trying to steal the puck. French, she'll dump it in. Graduated from the Colgate Raiders program as their all-time leading scorer among blue liners with 72 points. Battolino trying to find her open man on the right side. She can't do it as the Thunder skate hard back the other way. Brampton down low from the corner, out from it. Boudreau searching for her second goal of the game.
I mean, she was really fired up, as we saw during that interview. She knows that Brampton has to keep this momentum going. They have to keep pushing. They cannot let Boston tie this up at this point in time.
Trying to weave her way through to the front of the goal was Boudreau there once more. And now she goes tumbling after running into Anya Battolino. A few big hits, some nice moves, some nice goals. All in all, a pretty good game so far here in Brampton.
This game has been great. I mean, obviously both teams very hungry in that hunt for a win. You know, 4th and 5th in the league. They want to make some ground with a win here. So, I mean, they're battling their hearts out.
And this is the way hockey should be played. An ice-cold hockey rink in the middle of winter. Who wants to be playing hockey in the middle of a baseball stadium?
No, I don't get that. With volleyball nets around. No, this is way better.
Scramble in front of the goal. Brampton trying to be up by 2, but Boston coming out with the puck. All heck breaking loose in front of Brittany Ott, but the Thunder come up empty-handed. Johnston dumping the puck in once more. Ott leaving it there for her blue liner, number 8, Alicia Wolfeiler. Back at center ice now, Johnson will dump it back in.
I mean, Alyssa's another player that knows how to chip in when needed. 5 assists, 2 goals in the season. She's been outstanding for her team.
Wolfeiler also serves right now as an assistant coach with St. Mark's for the women's varsity ice hockey team. That's one of the things that a lot of these players have to balance. And like you said right off the top, they come out of college hockey. They want to keep playing hockey, but you also need a source of income as well. You have to have a job, and it's the balance between those two that a lot of players sometimes struggle with coming out of the collegiate program.
It's like watching your child growing up and get into the real world. This is the real world, and you have to be realistic. It's not like college hockey where you have your meal set out for you, your routine. These girls have to figure it out on their own. So I mean, it's interesting to watch that.
The Blades with a man of their own in the penalty box. The Thunder on their 3rd power play opportunity of the hockey game here in period number 2. With an opportunity to go up 2-0, searching for their 2nd win of the season against Boston. Great passing play by Simmons across and that one over top of the goal. Jess Jones gets it back to the point. Simmons across the shot. That one behind the Blades goal. Lindsey Vine trying to keep it in along the boards with the Blades. Finally get it out with just over a minute 10 remaining.
I mean, as you can see here, Brampton is not trying to let this power play go to waste here.
The Thunder really want to get a goal right here after a few good offensive shifts by the Blades. And now an opportunity, shorthanded, Katie Buser with a shorthanded shot just over top of Sonia Vanderbleek. The Thunder looking to come out of their own zone with it now. 40 seconds left to go on their 3rd power play opportunity of the hockey game. Vine across to Gray. Gray gaining the zone. Still has the puck in around the goal. Back to the point. Brampton maintains possession. The shot from just inside the blue line. Out in front, scores at the side of the goal. By the looks of it, Danielle Skyro will get her third goal this season. It'll be Brampton's second of the game, their first power play goal. They lead Boston 2-0.
I mean, talk about gaining ground here. That's the way that you put your power play to work. That nice shot there, that nice feed, the rebound. It's beautiful work by Brampton.
And like you talked about and discussed earlier, getting the shot through the point with the traffic in front, with that odd man opportunity, the 5-on-4 advantage, an open body in front of Brittany Ott, who's been outstanding so far in this hockey game. But the pressure offensively there on that power play opportunity, the third one at that for Brampton, a little too much to handle for Boston.
I mean, this now for Boston is where you need to remain very focused and disciplined, because you cannot afford another power play goal.
The Blades down by 2 as we get set to drop the puck once more with 8:34 remaining here in the second period of play.
Brampton's second goal of the night, scored by number 20, Danielle Skyro.
Don Simmons with the call in-house here.
By number 11, Sasha Nanji. Time of the goal, 8:34 of the second period. A power play goal by Danielle Skyro, assisted by Sasha Nanji.
Skyro with the goal. It's her third of the season, and the Thunder wanting more. Nanji, nice move. Trying to gain the inside lane, gets it back to the point, and just outside it, Johnson was waiting.
I mean, a nice little tease there, giving Boston a scare, but sometimes you got to do that in order to let them know we're not finished here.
They want to try and avenge that 7-2 defeat they did with a 3-1 victory here in Brampton, but they want a little bit more. And so far, Brampton doing a fantastic job. A routine glove stop for Brittany Ott, and she'll hold on for a face-off to her left.
I mean, Skyro, like we mentioned before, from Trenton, Ontario, went to Clarkson University, played for the Golden Knights, helped them compile 87 wins, but she's also a two-time attendee at the Canadian National Under-18 selection camp, so definitely a lot of talent there.
A lot of the players for both of these teams very talented, and even some of the more talented players with their respective Olympic squads right now suiting up for Sochi in just a few weeks' time. The Thunder still in the offensive zone, trying to find their third goal of the hockey game. Plenty of energy here by the Thunder. Jones chasing after the puck, back behind the goal. Katie Buser with it once more. Trying to find an open passing lane. Skyro. She had the game's second goal just moments ago. Looking for more. Trying to go top shelf. In around the goal. The play whistle dead.
I mean, we talked about players heading off to the Olympics and how that's kind of a little bit of a toll on these teams here, especially for Boston.
Well, especially you lose some of your best players.
With that shot there, blocked. I mean, obviously, Ott has had to stand in her head for Boston.
Well, you said it just a couple of seconds ago. You lose some of your best players to the Olympic team, and you're happy for them, but at the same time, you're in tough a little bit here at the CWHL.
I mean, Coach Murphy didn't want to say it, but she kind of did.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's happy for somebody that they know making an Olympic squad, but at the same time, it's hurting a little bit here on the home front as well. But everyone wishing all representatives of their respective squads nothing but the best in Sochi. Simmons back behind her own goal now, bothered there by Naslund, as Whitney Naslund chases after her. You can follow Naslund on Twitter at WNAS116, one of the more active players on Twitter. And that one just out of the reach of Brittany Ott.
I mean, Ott is just trying to get anything away. I mean, she needs her defensive backup. She needs people in front of her to hold it down for her. in front of that crease.
Like you said, she's the last line of defense, and so far she's been doing the lion's share of work so far here tonight, being called upon a whole lot of times, and so far keeping her team in this hockey game. The Blades heading up ice. Katie Buser gaining the zone once more, doing it again in front of the goal, and Brampton just clearing it out of the way of the Boston Blades.
I mean, the first of back-to-back games here, so I mean, Boston better get familiar with this ice because it's the same deal tomorrow when they take on Thunder again.
We'll have an opportunity to hit the reset button, but they still have plenty of time in this one here. 5:25 remaining in period number 2 with the Brampton Thunder out in front as both teams search for their first victory of the new year. Hit down low, and that one won't go. A Brampton Thunder forward to the penalty box, number 21. Andy Ladon.
I mean, you know, not the nicest. Andy Levon from behind. Dirty hit there.
And for that, she'll sit for 2 minutes or less. So a big opportunity here for the Boston Blades to cut their deficit in half.
I mean, if there's any place for Boston to capitalize, the time is now while they have that advantage.
Their only other power play opportunity was back in the first period of play. That was in the final 5 minutes as well, and it was a pretty good one. 3 scoring opportunities on that last man advantage. We'll have another go at it here in the final 5 minutes of period number 2. We'll fire over and across. The shot, that one off the iron. A great shot by Katie Buser. Buser with it once more. Back to Bolden. Bolden this shot, and that one stopped by Vanderbleek.
I mean, the way that Brampton has set up their power kill, a little bit too much room in that lane there. If you find the right hole, it might get past you, but it does help that you have Vanderbleek in net for you.
Cook gaining the zone offensively. A few changes for the Blades as their second power play unit comes out. Pickett back with Cardella, Bolden, and Wolfire. At the point, at the side of the goal, Pickett was there, but she was well covered by Gray. Inside the blue line, Pickett with it once more. Drop pass, great shot off the crossbar and out. Wow, what a shot by Alyssa Wolfowler.
I mean, look at what's happening here. You have Dempsey in the center waiting for that rebound. This is where the outside members need to just feed her with that pass. You can backhand that in.
The Blades coming close to getting a goal here in the final minutes of period number 2. They trail the Brampton Thunder 2-0 here at Century Gardens. The Blades with just over 10 seconds left to go on their second power play opportunity of the hockey game. Cardell at the side of the goal, looking for an open body out in front. The Thunder set to return to even strength. Dempsey getting the shot off. Rebound in the slot. Backhanded shot. Oh, my goodness. What a stop by Vanderbleek.
I mean, Vanderbleek, save after save after save. What an outstanding performance by Vanderbleek.
And now Skiro looking for her second, scores. Wow. A great save at one end. A great goal at the other. Skiro with her second goal of the game tonight. And Brampton leads Boston 3-0.
I mean, you can tell Coach Murphy is not happy about that one. How did that happen on that transition? I mean, look at this here. Skiro with all the time and support in the world to just find net, top shelf.
And none of that would have been possible, like you said, without the big stop by Brampton Thunder netminder Sonia Vanderbleek.
Scoring her second goal of the game, and the third Brampton goal, number 20, Danielle Skiro! Danielle Skiro unassisted at 2:53 of the second period.
That's 4 goals for Skiro this season.
having one heck of a game tonight. Don Simmons is your PA announcer here at the Century Gardens in Brampton, Ontario. You heard his goal call here just moments ago as the Thunder now search for more. They're ahead by 3. Just over 2 minutes to go in the second period of play as they search for 4.
And we sat down with Coach Murphy. She made a strong emphasis on how important defense is, and we're seeing that here when defense just doesn't show up. When you're not there defensively, if we don't have that strong defensive focus, it results in points.
And you brought up their back-to-back 3-game set against Montreal, and she said you can't give up odd man rushes, odd man rush after odd man rush. And there haven't been too many odd man rushes for Brampton, but plenty of good scoring opportunities, and right now the Thunder capitalizing. The Blades stealing the puck inside their own zone. Buser determined to try and get a goal before the buzzer ending period number 2.
I mean, this is where you could have changed the pace a little bit. You know, if you have that chance to, why not try to set up a nice play in order to get yourself on the board?
The cycle game worked well for them earlier. Maybe they'll try that once more as Vanderbilt comes out to play the puck around the boards. Blake Bolden will get there first. Bolden with the puck. Nice move through a couple of Thunder down low. 1 minute remaining. You probably heard that right here at Century Gardens in the second period of play. As Skiro searches for the hat trick, the natural hat trick. 2 straight goals by Skiro has given the Brampton Thunder a 3-0 lead.
I mean, we saw those shots there. Boston trying to get something to go, but Vanderbilt again there to shut the door 3 times in a row. What an outstanding performance by that goal.
Having a great evening so far tonight as the officials converse with the Brampton bench. 47.6 seconds left to go here in the second period of play. Brampton winning the faceoff throughout the point. That's Gray keeping it in. Gray along the blue line, back behind the goal. With it there is Becky Conroy. Out in front, searching for it. Yana Head, and that one shot wide. Head now with the puck. She'll shoot it back behind the goal. Under 30 seconds left to go. The Blades still with time for one last scoring opportunity as they try and weave their way through out of their own zone. Head dumping the puck back in with just over 10 seconds left to go. Pickett has the puck go by her as both teams are trapped at center ice. Boston gaining the zone but losing control of the puck where Brampton picks it up. And as the buzzer to conclude second period action here at Century Gardens sounds, the Brampton Thunder have to be extremely pleased with their efforts so far.
I mean, we talked about fatigue, travel, things not coming together for teams making their way to this game here. But everyone that came here for Brampton showed up and is willing to play the full game of hockey, and that's why they're leading 3-0. I mean, as for Boston, you don't want to head into the third and final frame trailing. You know, it's not the best way to start that off.
If they were frustrated, Boston, that is, after the first 20 minutes of action, they'll be frustrated now. They've won 3 of 4 games against Brampton heading into tonight, including a 7-2 victory. But tonight they're down 3-0 against these very same Thunder. We'll be back in just a couple of short moments, but you, Kayla Gray, will have an interview in just a couple of short moments. Any idea or teaser as to who you'll be interviewing?
I'm not telling you, but
you don't
it's
tell
going
me
to be
anything.
a member from Boston. Obviously, we want to hear from them. We want to hear what's going on, so we'll talk about that.
You'll hear from Kayla Gray in just a couple of short moments, so don't go anywhere. The Brampton Thunder out in front of the Boston Blades, 3-0. You're watching CWHL hockey action live on SSN.
Facing off against your Brampton Thunder. It's the last home game of the season, so come on out and bring a friend.
Welcome to SSN Canada. Kayla Gray here alongside
Kate Buser.
Kate Buser. Now, Kate, you guys are down 3-0 heading into the final frame. How does Boston turn this around?
I think we just got to stay positive in this. You know, we've hit a couple posts and we're playing well in their end. I think our biggest thing is to tighten up defensively and not give them some odd man rushes. But the biggest thing is staying positive. We're still in this game and to not lose sight of that.
What's the feeling like in the locker room going back? Because obviously you guys might be tired from travel. What's the feeling like in the locker room?
I mean, it's good. I think, we don't want to use travel as an excuse. And, they're here to play. We're here to play. So, like I said, we're just being positive in there and just trying to think the little things that are going to work to try and get us some more shots on net.
You had quite a bit of chances in the last 10 minutes of the second frame. What wasn't coming together for you?
I think we got, one of our biggest things is their goaltender. I played against her in college, and we have to respect how good she is. And, I think we just need to put a little bit more thought into where we're shooting. And, but like you said, we have the momentum going to the third, and I think we just need to use that and kind of capitalize on our chances.
All right, thanks so much. Back to you guys.
Brampton Thunder, what might be a little bit of a shocker or surprise, lead the Boston Blades 3-0 after 40 minutes of action. My name is Matt Schreiber alongside Kayla Gray. Kayla, you just spoke with Katie. Help me out here. Yes, just a few moments ago for those of us that didn't have the opportunity to watch that interview. What did you say during her talk with you over the last few
Well,
minutes?
I had asked her, trailing 3-0, what's the energy like in the locker room? She said it's all right, but they know that they need to start getting things going. I mean, there's a lot of things that weren't coming together for Boston defensively, and they're aware of that, and they know they need to work on for the third frame. Is it a little bit too little, too late? I don't know. We'll have to see. I also asked her what wasn't coming together. We saw she had a lot of chances there on her own, but she's actually played against Vanderbilt, and she said it's tough to get one past her, so that might be it.
She knows Vanderbilt well, and Vanderbilt knows Buser well.
Oh, yeah.
Buser and company trying to solve Vanderbilt and Co. here in the third period of play. At the very least, they'll have to do it 3 times here in what could be the final period of play. Boston starting up behind their own goal, 2 second period goals in the second frame of action here tonight, both off the stick of Danielle Skiro. And now skating back the other way, Dempsey with an opportunity, trying to find Boston's first goal of the hockey game.
Yeah, I mean, Boston definitely trying to come out of this frame on fire. Down 3-0. I mean, with the way that Brampton's defense has been pulling things together, it seems like 3-0 is a far shot for Boston in this final frame.
Maybe that long travel, having a little bit of wear and tear on their legs and their minds as they dropped the puck earlier tonight. But regardless of whatever happens, like you said, they have to get right back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have to really get right back at it tomorrow. Coach Murphy was explaining, like, when they're on the road, it's different ice, there's different things. But when I talked to Bruiser, she said that's not really an excuse anymore. I mean, they're not new to this. They have to adjust and adapt to these certain things.
A big hello to everyone watching live online right now, and a special shout out as Brampton gets a shot in on Brittany out to Brad and Sherry Garrison watching in Michigan. Lots of people, not just locally, but all over the world, streaming live online.
I mean, and why not? I would take this game over an outdoor game in LA at, like, any day. Come on. That's just not where you're supposed to play hockey. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Anywhere that can't have snow at Christmas time or during the winter, I don't know if there should be outdoor hockey played there. But they're making it work somehow, and it's definitely working so far.
Somehow with the volleyball games going around it. But I mean, oh well, we're here.
There'd be that one awkward moment where, like, the ball gets out on the ice, and oh my gosh, they have to go across the ice to pick it up and probably stop play beforehand. Stoppage in play now, less than 52 seconds into the third period of play. Again, the Brampton Thunder, only one victory so far against the Boston Blades this season. You have to give them plenty of credit. You'd think that they might be not necessarily scared, but not looking forward to a matchup like this. But right from the get-go, right from the puck drop earlier tonight, they've been arguably, and as the score will say right now, the better team.
Yeah, I mean, Brampton had entered this matchup fearless, and I think that was the difference here. They know that they have to win. They knew that they were the underdogs coming into this one, although that they were at home. I mean, Boston was a stronger team than Brampton in the past couple of weeks. So, I mean, they knew that they were the underdogs in this one, but they didn't let that phase them, and that shows you how far confidence can go.
We spoke about how this is a back-to-back weekend set for both of these teams. 6:45, the opening face-off tonight. By the time they go to bed, they won't have much time to rest because they're back on the ice tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And think about before that they have to come to the ice for 12, like the practice. It's very extensive, these schedules, especially with the travel and the fatigue. But, I mean, you got to push through it. You got to make sure you have your own routine, especially balancing it with real-world work kind kind of sort of. So I mean, a lot of these girls on this roster are actually coaches of teams, so they're always on the ice. They're always involved with ice. So you know, it's something that you have to find your balance and make sure you have your rest as well as your reps. So I mean, it's tough.
And Coach Murphy of the Boston Blades talked about that, how she hasn't been able to suit up some of her best players because they've had to fulfill other obligations and coaching duties that they have in other leagues.
I mean, it kind of is a hindrance to that team because someone that coaches, you know that they bring that experience. We're talking to Coach Murphy, been suiting up since '72. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah.
She brings that experience, but any young coach, especially with hockey, they bring that extra like, you know, thing to that ice. They bring that experience, that teaching, that experience, that leadership.
Yes.
that a team needs.
It's got to be a little different as well, going from being a coach on one team and then a player on another and getting coached by somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you're kind of coaching in your mind and don't necessarily agree with everything. And you have to pipe down because you can't speak up, or maybe you do because you want to stand out and be a leader. But it's a little bit of a different balancing act,
Yeah.
I imagine, trying to fulfill both duties.
It's different. It's a test of your egos,
Yeah.
but if you can get through it, honestly, it's probably one of the best things for a player because they get a sense of where everyone's coming from. They build that respect. They have a stronger respect than just a player playing for a coach. They know where a coach is coming from. They know that the coach has their best interest at heart.
We would give you an out-of-town scoreboard update, but this is the only game going on in the CWHL tonight. You're watching it live online here on SSN, the Brampton
Yeah, as
Thunder.
we can see here, Coach Pat in his second season with the Brampton Thunder. Not a bad job, especially look at this game here.
He's got to be real proud of his players so far. They've been struggling, looking for their first victory of the new year. Losers of 6 straight to begin 2014, but you wouldn't know it by the way they're playing tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And talking to him, you know, he seems very involved and he seems to have his girls back. So, I mean, that type of relationship can really help a team.
Especially for a young team like Brampton.
Yeah.
You always want that support system there. And a guy like Pat Coughlin definitely seems to provide that here in Brampton. A face-off now just outside Boston's zone. They find themselves down by 3, so they'll want a quick goal here within the first 5 minutes to pull within 2, at least a goal within the first 10, because anything can happen then in the final few minutes of play, only down by a couple. Sarah Moe with the pucks. Sarah Moe chasing after her now, down low in the corner with Jess Jones. Moe giving chase in and around the boards as Alyssa Wolfeiler picks it up. Wolfeiler fanning on the clearing attempt. Brampton giving chase. Battolino skating hard after the puck. Whitney Naslund with an out. Naslund dumping it in around the boards off the glass. Wolfeiler chasing after it as well as Boston tries to jumpstart something here in period number 3. Look at this, a scoring opportunity in front of the goal, and a great stop by Brampton netminder Sonia Vandervleek.
Exactly. Boston definitely trying to set the new tone for this third and final frame here. Not trying to go out with nothing on that board.
Exactly. You can't change the last 40 minutes of play, but you can still have a say here in the final 17:52. A hooking call just moments ago out on the ice, and this penalty coming up against the Brampton Thunder. So the Blades of Boston back to the power play. This will be their third opportunity of a hockey game.
They have Buser out there. They have Burns out there. They definitely want to get things done in this power play.
The Blades entering tonight's game with the third best power play in the CWHL. And they have control off the face-off draw. Burns with the puck at the point. Handing it off to Bolden. Back to Burns inside the point. Burns down low to Buser. Buser gets it on the return feed. Back down low. Dempsey with it in front of the goal. And Brampton clears it down the length of the ice.
I mean, Boston definitely trying to get something going here, but that turnover not helping in their favor. Hopefully they can pick up ground on this run here.
Like Bolden skating in over the blue line. Bolden still controlling the puck as she skates around the goal. Back to Burns inside the point. Burns, Dempsey calling for it. Bolden gets it over to Dempsey in front of the goal, scores. Tic-tac-toe. What a passing play as number 16, Ashley Ketrell, finishes it off.
I mean, a great play right there. You look at that pass and look at how that puck is moving. They're getting around their members, feeding their way through traffic, and then in. I mean, that's the way that you need to get things done, especially when you're on the power play.
We talked about the need for an early goal here by the Boston Blades, that they wanted to make it interesting, and they have. It's a power play marker, their first power play goal of the game, so they're 1 for 3 now with the man advantage, and with just under 17 minutes left to go, still plenty of time to get 2 goals, and remember, they scored 7 against these very same Thunder earlier this season.
Exactly. When you're down 3-1, I mean, although you're still down, you still have that chance. It's better than not having anything on that board. So, I mean, hopefully for Boston, they can convert and turn this into a game.
In some regard, that 2-goal lead is one of the worst leads to have in hockey. You feel like you have that insurance marker with the second goal, and then as soon as the opposition finds the back of the net once more, you're gripping your stick just a little bit tighter, looking for the equalizer.
Ashley Quattro from Gillian Dempsey and Blake Bowles at 17 minutes of the third period.
I mean, we see Brampton here, pressing, but can't get anything to go. Looks as though Boston's defense is picking things up the way that they should have the first 2 frames.
Looking pretty fresh now, trying to finish strong, but they're still down by 2 here with 15:52 left to go.
For the presentation of the 3 stars of the game awards.
As you heard by Don Sims, the 3 stars will be announced at the conclusion of the 3rd period of play, and UKL will have an interview with a member from either the Brampton Thunder or Boston Blades, I'm guessing, at the conclusion of the game.
I mean, I definitely want to get someone good.
Well, lots of good players to choose from. Lots of players with national experience and collegiate experience as well, and you can check out that interview live online, or pardon me, not live online, but archived online following the game. So the next time you visit the CWHL website, be sure to definitely check that out.
Exactly, and Danielle Skiro, I gotta tell you, is on my list. It's looking like she might get that first star with 2 goals.
Having a fantastic night so far. Because of her, the Brampton Thunder with a 2-goal advantage. Danielle Boudreau with the game's opening goal way back in period number 1. Skiro with 2 in the second. Brampton searching for more. Big slap shot there, just fired wide. Simmons trying to keep it in, and she does. Jensen chasing after, looks to be a little bit tired. Head coming in with a full head of steam. Chasing after the puck, and the Blaze now chasing after the rubber once more around the boards. Conroy keeping it in at the blue line. Simmons, the shot. That one stopped just going wide, but nonetheless held on to by Brittany Ott.
I mean, a good way for Brampton to pressure, add that pressure on, on that attack there.
If you have an opportunity to come check out a CWHL game at your local rink, please do, especially here in Brampton. Some great hockey and some great music between the whistles as well, I have to say.
I'm head bobbing.
Yeah, same here. Whoever's iPod is plugged in right now has a pretty good playlist. Bolden with the puck at the front of the goal. The Thunder will have someone go to the sin bin for 2 or less, unless the Blades find one here. They don't, but a good scoring opportunity there on that last play by Boston.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good scoring opportunity by Boston. However, an even better defensive backing by Brampton after they realized, hey, these guys can score here. They definitely got some bodies in front of Vanderbilt.
Going to the penalty box for a couple minutes or less will be Tara French. She's played with the CWHL since its inaugural season back in 07. 08, a veteran of this league, and she'll be watching the play for 2 minutes or less from the penalty box. Oh my goodness, Pickett off the crossbar by the looks of it. A great scoring chance for Boston off the opening face-off draw on their fourth power play opportunity of the hockey game. Nearly finds the back of the net there.
And that's the thing about Casey Pickett is she knows how to choose her shot selections wisely. I mean, tied for first in goals on Boston roster with 8.
Pickett merely pulling her team to within 1. She has the puck once more. Back to the point. This shot, that one steered wide, but Boston still controls possession, maintaining possession. Cardella handing it off to Wolfeiler. Wolfeiler with the puck, looking for room in front of the goal. Cardella with it now. Cardella thought about shooting it. Wolfeiler does. It's blocked there by Lindsey Vine. The Blades still can't get it out of the zone.
Yeah, I mean, great choice there by Cardella to try and keep it into that zone there for them.
Cardella trying to get a shot off. She does, off a leg and out of the way. But Boston still on the attack. Just over 30 seconds left to go. The Brampton Thunder yet to clear the puck out of their own zone on this fourth power play opportunity. Buser the shot. That hits someone in front, and Brampton finally sends it down the length of the ice.
Buser's just trying to get one past Vanderbilt here. Like we mentioned before, the two have played against and with each other. So, I mean, there's a lot of history here.
And right now, Vanderbilt getting the better of Buser, but still just over 12 minutes left to go for Buser and company to do something. Buser gets the puck back once more. Buser again just shooting it wide. May have gone off the stick of number 14, Iana Head. Head with it at center ice now, but a great job defensively there by the Thunder on that last power play opportunity by Boston. A face-off draw, once more deep in Brampton territory. And this song, so good, we're hearing it twice for the second straight whistle.
Metric.
Yes.
Yep, love Metric.
Quality Canadian band. Whitney Laslin, and to take the face-off draw, waved out as Yana Head. Battling for it now, Becky Conroy. As French tries to get it out of her zone. Brampton trapped in their own end. Boston with plenty of energy, trying to pull to within a goal. Bolden at the blue line, penalty upcoming to Brampton. On the bench, the extra attacker out on the ice. The whistle has gone, and now the Blades will have their fifth power play opportunity of the hockey game.
I mean, a good opportunity here. If they want to get anything going, it's now, right when their momentum is at this type of level.
Their power play so far, 1-4-4, so their fifth power play opportunity of the hockey game. They've had success against Brampton with the man advantage in all their games so far this season. 1 for 3 in game 1, 2 for 6 in game 2. They went 0 for 6 in game 3, but then 3 for 10 in game number 4. So they are lethal with the extra man and extra attacker. They have one now, a 5-on-4 advantage for $140 to try to pull within a goal. Burns starting out back behind her own goal. Drew Burns led Boston College with 51 blocked shots in 37 games last season.
I mean, everyone's just getting a lot more aggressive, as we can see here.
Burns with traffic in front, scores!
And in. Wow.
At the side of the goal, Jillian Dempsey on a feed from the blue line pulls Boston to within 1.
I mean, talk about leading scorer of the team here. Judy and Dempsey, look at how they set up this play there. I'm surprised that they were able to get it through all this traffic in front of Vanderbilt. She's waiting right there, and that's all about good shot selection and making sure someone's there to grab that rebound.
Cottrell and Dempsey getting Boston on the board here in the third period of play. They've pulled the Blades to within one, and there's still just over 10 minutes left to go. It's anybody's game. 3-2 Brampton leads, but Boston coming on strong.
I mean, if they can tie things, I'd like to say much about Boston and OT, but they've never taken it to an extra frame, whereas Brampton has won both of their overtimes.
We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. Brampton, I'm sure, would be happy to try and finish this one in regulation, but the way things are going right now, that might not happen.
I'm looking ahead.
You never know. Boston, with plenty of energy, could be sending this one to extra time, like you said. Burns skating back for the puck in her own zone. Bolden there as well. Her D partner, Cardella, chips it up the ice, but before the red line. So that one will go for icing. 9:57 as
I'm looking at Coach Murphy right now.
What's she looking like?
She's not happy.
Not at all?
A little chance there that got in the way. She was not happy about that one, especially when it could have been an opportunity to tie up the game.
Boston getting set for the face-off draw deep in their own zone. Brampton winning the draw. Nice move there by Nanji. The shot scores. Wow! Top shelf. What a goal. The puck had eyes. Brampton needed that one. Back to a 2-goal lead. The Thunder lead the Blades 4-2.
I mean, adding that cushion at the right time. We saw Boston getting a little bit hot there. That energy was pumping up, but Brampton answered with that one here, as we can see with this shot right past Ott, finding net.
Traffic in front. That one bar down just past the mask of Brittany Ott. Not too much room on that shot, but Nanju's a real good player, and she found Twine on that last play. So it's 4-2 Brampton now, and Boston has to be disappointed because they had all the momentum here in period number 3. Two quick goals, and then the wind taken out of your sails right there after a...
I mean, I've been saying this all game, and I'm going to continue to say it. Playing smart hockey is very important, and that's when you're paying attention to the little details, that's when things can start coming together for you.
With her first goal as a Brampton Thunder, assisted by Becky Conroy in 9:51 of the third period.
Don Simmons with a call once more. A big goal there by Nanji. Sasha Nanji restoring Brampton's 2-goal advantage with less than half a period to play.
Yeah, that goal must have been huge for her. Her first goal as a Brampton Thunder. So, I mean, great success for her on that there.
Nanji, a 5'6" defenseman from Markham, Ontario, hails from Dartmouth's hockey program. Was the first player of East Indian heritage to be taken in the CWHL entry draft, and she's making her presence felt here tonight. Some traffic and scrambling play in front of the Brampton goal, but no goal for Boston.
I mean, yeah, you look here, you look at that defense, everybody on the corner, everyone blocking where there could be a possible chance to bury a rebound.
Katie Buser in the faceoff dot once more, wanting a win. She gets it, but a little help there by the Brampton winger, number 4, Natasha Fryer, Tara French helps Brampton out as they escape with no goal off the Boston faceoff win, and now a Blaze penalty. And your second intermission interview sitting in the penalty box right now, Katie Buser.
Oh, Brewster was not happy about that one there. Just was not happy about that one there. I mean, obviously, you know, with a score like this, you cannot lose your composure, and that's what happens there is, you know, you give Brampton that advantage and possibly a chance to make it 5-2 and adding more cushion on their lead.
And Buser being one of the better skilled players, more skilled players for the Blades. She's going to be in the penalty box for at least a couple of minutes. The clock's wearing down. You need not only 1 but 2 goals now after that late goal by Nanji. It's real tough to come back when you have one of your more skilled players in the sin bin for 2 or less.
Yeah, that's right. They have 2 minutes now to try to get something to convert for Brampton here.
There may be an added 10.
Boston penalty to number 20.
After we saw another Blades player go to the penalty box following.
A 10-minute unsportsmanlike penalty.
There we go, Don Simmons with the call. So those extra words heading to the sin bin, like you pointed out and talked about how she wasn't too happy, cost her an extra 10. So she'll be sitting in the penalty box for the rest of the game. If the Blades want to tie this thing up, they'll have to do it without one of their best players.
Exactly. I mean, she was definitely on fire for Boston, trying to get some chances. They couldn't quite convert, but I mean, that's what happens. You have to make sure that you're well disciplined, especially when the team needs you.
Buser, like you said, -6 so far through her first 2 games, a -4 in her first, a -2 in her second. Now a penalty at an inopportune time when you're trying to come back. Not the best of starts here to her CWHL season for Katie Buser. Branch with the puck just inside the blue line. Simmons keeping that one in with her skates. Back behind the goal. Poked around the boards there by Boston Blade number 5, Blake Bolden, who's been all over the ice tonight.
Exactly. The difference here is the sense of control that Brampton seems to have. They seem to have a little system going here. They're setting up things, taking things a little bit slower to set up for goals.
It's that patience and that willingness to wait and see what will happen, not just simply taking it to the opposition, but I mean, we saw it in a few plays in the second period with one man entering the zone. You just let everybody come back in and you look for that extra attack and that extra man. You don't try and rush things.
Yeah.
Pickett deep in the corner. She's got a body open in front. That's Cook, but the puck doesn't get to her. Now a potential 3-on-2. Jones just staying onside. The shot doesn't get through. Back on her stick. Out of the box is Cotterill. Boston charging on the breakaway. Oh my goodness! A game-saving play. Wow. A great job defensively. We'll take a second look at that for sure.
She was going for a Bobby Orr goal there, and that did not happen.
A great play defensively for Brampton on the back check with Sonia Vandervliek out in no man's land. And Catterall still with the puck, trying to put it in the yawning cage. But Brampton.
Talk about a game. I mean, that was such a great defensive play for Brampton.
A potential game saver. Just over 5 minutes to go now. The Thunder leading by 2. That goal would have made things real interesting here in the dying minutes of the third. The Blades trying to get something going. Pendleton, a shot in on Ott, and she holds on with a nice glove stop.
I mean, you can see things are getting a little bit chippy here. Watch this play here. In true Bobby Orr fashion. Well, no hop around, but I mean, look at the defensive play. Just puts her body down, stopping that shot. A great move by Brampton.
Catrell had a goal earlier this period. She got things started for the Boston Blades in period number 3. It was then Jillian Dempsey getting the Blades' second goal. And nearly Catrell getting another there, but denied by the Thunder defense. Skira with the couple tonight.
I mean, as we can see now, if you look at the attitudes between both teams, getting a lot chippier. Using their elbows, hitting their sticks against one another. So, I mean, things are getting aggressive and really tense in the final 5 minutes.
It's all or nothing here for Boston as they find themselves down by 2. The Brampton Thunder searching for their first victory of 2014. Boston coming on strong here in period number 3. But Brampton with a big goal late by Nanji, restoring their 2-goal advantage. Katie Buser in the penalty box for the rest of the game. That really hurts right now, especially if her Blades had found a way to put that puck in the back of the net.
Scotiabank, Winsport Canada, Bauer, Bolton Coors, Tim Hortons, WestJet.
Another face-off draw now, just outside the Boston zone. 4:37 left to go. We'll probably see Brittany Ott head to the bench in a couple of minutes for the extra attacker. They need to, and like Coach Murphy said and brought up in our pre-game interview with her, she likes playing with the power play, so an extra attacker essentially with a 6-on-5 would maybe give her that same mindset and advantage.
Yeah, that's where she feels she strives, and she really likes to experiment with that and change up the lines. But I want to look at the benches here. I mean, Brampton very involved, and you can see a lot of disappointment on Boston's side.
You can see, that's a real good point. You can see everyone for Brampton on the edge of their bench, and Boston maybe sitting back a little bit more.
Just chill, relax, like those type of things you need to look for when it comes to tone of game and how bad you really want it.
Oh my goodness, what a move by LaDawn, and she had to try and stay onside, or else that would have been setting up for a potential great 5th goal for the Brampton Thunder. Another penalty upcoming now. This one going to the Brampton Thunder. So Boston with a late power play now. Boston's got to be real tired too. So maybe it's that same attitude we're seeing out on the bench right now. The end of the game, the travel, you factor in all these elements that they have to deal with, and they've definitely been climbing uphill all game long, being down since the beginning of the game, 1-0, and now down by 2 late.
But I mean, this is the same thing that Boston went through when they played Montreal. I mean, Montreal opened up scoring quite early, and Boston just dug themselves in too big of a hole to come back from, and that's the same case in this game.
The Boston Blades on their 6th power play opportunity of the hockey game. They are 2 for 5, desperately needing a 3rd power play marker here. Brittany Ott looking to the bench. Will Coach Murphy pull her for the extra attacker and make it a 6-on-4? They've been good on the power play so far here tonight. Casey Pickett circling the goal. Pickett with the shot, doesn't get through the crowd. Brampton will send it just out of the zone. Boston getting set to attack once more. Pickett back to Cook. Cook over to Burns. Burns at the point, has room. The shot looking for a man down low, trying to find Casey Pickett at the side of the goal.
I mean, right now Boston needs to worry about playing a more tighter style of offense closer to that net. Can't be taking such wide passes. You know, you need to be making these passes a lot tighter. That's how you hold on to the puck.
Dempsey with room, great shot and on goal, and a great stop there by Thunder netminder Sonia Vanderblake. The guy in front said I was no Foster Hugh, and I just proved it right there on that last fumble, so that wasn't too bad.
No.
2:16 left to go, 4-2. 40 seconds left on Boston's 6th power play opportunity of the hockey game. Whitney Naslin in the face-off dot to the right of Vanderbleek. The Blades with the puck. Checking from behind. In all likelihood, that'll be the call against Brampton. So the Blades will have a 5-on-3 for 31 seconds.
And that is the call, is, you know, you can't afford those. Got to be a better discipline when it comes to stuff like that.
So look at this, 31 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey. If Boston scores, they'll still be on the power play for almost the remainder of the hockey game. 2:07 left to go here in period number 3. A 31-second 5-on-3, still 2 minutes of power play time unless something else happens. And now Boston with a prime opportunity to try and tie up this hockey game. Ott still on the ice, not a 6-on-3, just a 5-on-3. Boston desperately needing a goal. Big shot at the side of the goal, and that one doesn't get through. Brampton trying to clear it. Another penalty. And Brampton fans don't like this. At the side of the goal, off the side of the net. Boston coming close.
Fans are not agreeing with this call here.
From our vantage point, I thought that the Blade player had interfered with French just above the face-off dot and ran into her all on her own and tripped over her own skate, but in the officials' eyes out on the ice, they saw something different. So what a finish now. We thought that goal by Sasha Nanji put it just a little bit out of reach, but a $1:33 remaining. It'll be a 5-on-3 for the rest of the hockey game now. So no better opportunity and chance for the Boston Blades to try and tie this one up at 4, down by 2.
A minute and a half in that penalty box is not quiet. They are not happy with that decision there.
Like you said, the fans aren't happy either. They were pretty livid, and a few fans looking at the officials out on the ice, not too happy. Again, it's easy to be, Monday morning quarterback and call the action from up here, but when you're in the thick of things out on the ice.
Things get tense, but I mean, both these teams have a trend here, and I mean, they seem to rack up those penalty minutes in the dying minutes when it counts, and that's not smart. Can't be doing that.
We'll see if it'll cost the Brampton Thunder. Up until now, they've been in control, but in the last half of this hockey game, and in particular, period number 3, the Blades have really come on strong. Cottrell and Dempsey with 2 goals to begin period number 3. Nanji restoring Brampton's 2-goal advantage just moments later. Boudreau with the game's opening goal for Brampton. Skiro with a couple of goals in the second period of play. A lot of penalties, a couple of 10-minute misconducts. Everything's happened so far here tonight. Boston winning the face-off draw. 5-on-3 and just getting it out of the zone there for the Brampton defense.
I mean, it looks like that defense for Brampton, though, is still holding on, still trying to remain solid for Vanderbilt.
Nice move all alone in front of the goal. Vanderbilt trying to find it, and Brampton clears it down the length of the ice. 1 minute remaining in period number 3.
I mean, with a minute left, if you can't get it past 3 defenders, with all those options.
Cardella driving towards the front of the goal. Back to Burns at the point. Burns down low. Back in front, scores! They're within a goal! Boston making it close. 4-3 with the Blades coming on strong.
I mean, when you look at this play here, all you see is Boston. I mean, there's only 3 defenders to try to stop that shot, but Vanderbilt made a couple of good plays. This one just got past her.
Drew Burns with the goal for Boston. A big shot blocker with Boston College last year. Like we talked about, 51 block shots in 37 games, and a big goal there that has made Century Gardens library-like extremely quiet here in the stands.
I know. Was there some noise before, and now it's just silence.
You talked about how it was tense out on the benches, and now maybe a little more tense here in the stands as well.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of pressures for both teams. Boston wants to try, take it to an extra frame, whereas, for Brampton, you got to think, how did you lose that lead? What wasn't going wrong? I mean, what was going wrong for you that you had given up those 2 points? So, I mean, it's a lot of questions, but they just need to hold on in order to secure the victory.
Nervous times here for fans in Brampton. Palms getting sweaty. Maybe the sprinklers should come back on just to lighten the mood a little bit. 43.7 seconds left to go here in the 3rd period of action. It will be a 5-on-3 advantage. Brittany Ott will stay in her net for the opening draw. In all likelihood, she'll head to the bench for the extra attacker. So it'll be a 6-on-3 with plenty of room, or 6-on-4, pardon me, with 43.7 seconds left to go.
I mean, nothing like having 5-on-3, excuse me. It's just with an extra player now, it's just like a regular kill. Brampton has been solid with helping, Vanderbeek out on the kill too.
That puck just getting out of the zone. Just over 20 seconds left for one last opportunity. Jillian Dempsey can't get through the Brampton defense. On the bench. 15 seconds left to go. Pickett sending it up ice. Cardella across. Nobody there. Boston recovering the puck. 5 seconds left to go. Deep in Brampton territory. The Thunder desperately trying to hold on. And they do as the buzzer sounds. A thrilling finish to CWHL action here at Century Gardens. The Brampton Thunder holding on for a 4-3 win against the reigning Clarkson Cup champions, the Boston Blades.
Yeah, a great game here. I mean, Coach Murphy said it, and I mean, we're just going to reiterate it. This is probably one of the best leagues to be watching right now. I mean, phenomenal players on this ice. It's an honor to watch. It's incredible how good these players are. It's not like the NCAA. This is the real deal.
Some great athletes and players on both sides. A lot of these players with national and collegiate experience, as well as some of the players not here today with their respective Olympic squads as well. So if you have an opportunity to check out some CWHL hockey action, please do.
Yes.
At a local arena near you. And the shaking of the hands here at the end of the hockey game, we talked about how competitive these two teams are, but also the mutual respect between both of them as well.
Yeah, exactly. There is a mutual respect because there's fatigue, there's travel, like there's an understanding when both teams come on this ice. It's like, hey, I'm here and I'm gonna play, and both teams definitely have that type of respect. They know that when they want to play, it's time to just turn that on. No friends. It's not time to make friends. It's time to win.
And now the 3 stars of tonight's game will be presented by Mr. Aaron Logan of Heritage Hockey Sticks.
Don Simmons with the announcement of tonight's 3 stars between Brampton and
The
Boston.
first star from the Boston Blades, number 3, Jillian Dempsey.
Jillian Dempsey, the game's 3rd star, 5 goals in her last 5 games, including 3 tallies in a row. Had a goal in the 3rd period of play tonight as well, so that's 4 in 4 for Dempsey.
Yeah, tremendous effort by her, although.
From Brampton with her first Brampton Thunder goal, number 11, Sasha Nanji.
We talked about how important her goal was. Sasha Nanji getting Brampton's 4th goal of the evening, giving them that breathing room they so desperately needed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and she was solid the whole game. She did such an amazing performance, and rightfully so. Here we are.
First star of tonight's contest, Sonia Vanderbleek. Tremendous performance in goal for the Brampton Thunder.
I mean, talk about how goaltending can save you games and win you games. I mean, as much as Brampton has been quite offensive, goaltending is the difference here.
A tremendous back and forth affair so far here tonight by both teams, but it's the Brampton Thunder coming out on top. Both teams playing game number 1 in this back-to-back set, so we'll get back at it tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. here local time in Brampton at Century Gardens.
That is Saturday, February 8th at 7:30 p.m.
Again, your 3 stars tonight: Jillian Dempsey from the Boston Blades, Sasha Nanji of the Brampton Thunder, star number 2 in the game's first star. Brampton Thunder netminder Sonia Vanderbleek. You can check out more CWHL action live online next Saturday right here on SSN. For the entire cast and crew, including everyone behind the scenes, Jennifer Mitchell, Steve Mitchell, Carrie, and Troy. Kayla Gray was your color commentator this evening. Be sure to check out her post-game interview live online. My name is Matthew Ryder. Thanks so much for stopping by. The Brampton Thunder are victorious and defeat the Boston Blades 4-3 for their first victory in 2014. So long, everybody.